Welcome back to another installment of Replay or Reject, PlayStation Classic Edition. Just a quick recap, I'm giving each game on the PlayStation Classic 1 hour to win me over. After that hour, I'll make my determination on whether the game would be worth replaying in the future, or if it will get added to my ever-growing list of reject games that I never want to play again. There's only one game on this list that I've actually beaten before. The rest of them either I have barely played, never played, or never even heard of. Well, that's enough preamble, so let's get to it. Next up is another obscure game, Fantasy VII?
What?
Okay, so in all actuality, Final Fantasy VII is the kind of game I'd expect on a classic console. This isn't a series that I've ever really gotten into, but even from the rock I live under, I'm at least aware of its existence. And from what I know, Final Fantasy VII is the Final Fantasy game, so I'm glad to finally see something I recognize. We start off with just a short cutscene of some chick walking through some cyberpunk-looking city, and I know it's a pre-rendered cutscene, but holy shit is this graphically impressive for PS1. Once we get off the train, we get to see our polygonal actual game characters, but even still, not too bad. We're immediately thrown into a battle, and even though I brought a knife to a gunfight, I'm able to just use the default attack and get my way through it. Then I go and meet up with my crew and set my name. I always like when games let you set your name, this way it lets me feel more engaged when the characters refer to me by my actual name. After that, I'm ambushed by another battle. Looks like this is one of those random battle games, which is fine. I don't play a lot of RPGs, but most of the ones I do, you can see the enemies ahead of time and decide if you want to fight them or not. I like that because it allows you to strategize a little bit more and determine just how much battling and grinding you want to do. But I'm aware that some RPGs just do the random battles thing, so that's something I should be able to get used to. I like the use of the pre-rendered backgrounds here. It was probably one of those technology constraints things, since the kind of fully 3D worlds they could have pulled off at the time would have been pretty barren. With this type of background, though, they can give a better sense of scope and can add way more detail. It's sort of a weird contrast against the cartoony-looking characters, but it works. Making our way down to the reactor, we then meet what I guess is the first boss of the game. And I don't really know what I'm doing in terms of attacks just yet. I'm just kind of using the basic attack, and then when the limit bar flashes, I'm given an option to use limit instead, and it looks like that's some kind of special attack. I'm not sure what makes that bar refill, but it might just be when you take damage or something, because it refilled pretty quickly in this battle. There's also a time bar down there that I guess you have to wait for it to fill up so you can attack again. It's kind of making me anxious since the few RPG games that I've played, like the Mario RPG style, you have to do timed hits and you can also block. I don't think that's how this game plays though, like you just select your attacks and then the animations play out either way maybe. So maybe I should just not be paying attention to the animated action at all if I don't actually have to press buttons to defend or anything. I might have this all wrong, so feel free to torch me in the comments if my elementary understanding of this battle system is off. And yeah, so I lost to the first boss pretty decisively already, but luckily the game was nice enough to have put a save point right before it. On the second attempt, I was able to beat him by getting a little bit more creative and using more of my options. I used some of the magic spells, which seemed to do a fair amount of damage, and also used healing potions to keep myself alive. And I also revived Barret once. Probably means I suck if I have to be healing so much and resurrecting this early in the game, but it is what it is. After that, we get a countdown timer and have to make our way out of here. The static backgrounds and now a time limit are very reminiscent of another game I've played before a ton of times. We luckily don't have any unkillable bioweapons in this game, but it instead does throw some random battles at us on our way out to still keep the tension there. After we make our way out, everything explodes, and then we meet up with the flower girl from the opening cutscene. I don't know who she is, but she does look familiar just from seeing clips of this game over the years, so I'm pretty sure that meeting her has some kind of significance to the game overall. After that, I just run through town and get into a bunch of fights with guards before jumping onto a moving train like a total badass.
It's like being shot in the eyes by a glitter gun.
So I just kind of talk to some characters on the train, and then eventually the train ride ends and drops me off next to, I think, is what our hideout is. And right about there is where my 1 hour trial of this game ends. I didn't end up accomplishing much. Most of what I experienced was just story stuff, but that's okay. This is an RPG, and RPGs do tend to be longer games. Not something that you finish in one sitting. I believe this game is 3 discs, so I probably did less than even 1% of the game. I also didn't have too many notes afterwards on this one, since I was just kind of playing and didn't really have much to bitch about. So yeah, even though I had a pretty good idea of what my answer would be ahead of time, this one is a definite replay. I don't know why I never played this game yet. Maybe because I know it'll be a significant time investment, but maybe this will finally be the thing I need to give it a try. I know there's a lot to do, but this game is over 25 years old, so I'm sure there's a ton of in-depth guides and stuff to help me out. Who knows, it might even make me want to play the other games in the series too. This is the 7th game, but with a title like Final Fantasy, there can't be too many more games in this series, right?